And that's totally fine.
You know the poster behind you, Little Mermaid? I'm so freaking excited for the remake. I'm most excited for the palace scenes. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that's great them casting a black mermaid because the thing is, what the frickin' is a mermaid even supposed to look like anyway? Right, like I'm excited for the palace scene because I'm very curious of what they're gonna do with the pink dress. I'm so excited. Please, 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 please just redo it. I don't want a remake. I don't want a remake of this. I want a fully new dress on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see era-wise and country-wise where they do decide to put it.
Right. The thing is, it's really interesting when people say she's Danish. It's obvious. And there's like, one, where's the flag? Two, why is the castle Italian attire? I don't like when people say, oh, she's Danish, just because the writer was Danish.
Right.
I'm just like, that doesn't make any sense. You can't just do that. You can assume that if you wanted to for your storytelling purposes, but you can't because the story never said anything.
Right. He might have, Hans Christian Andersen might have intended it to take place somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, technically, because one thing I've always found weird about this thinking is that with Little Mermaid, they just automatically assume it's Danish. But then with the Snow Queen, people kind of take it in a more variety of the dramatic, to Norway, to Sweden,
Russia
even
done that way, yeah.
Right, and I'm just like, wait a minute.
Right.
What is this? I'm sorry. Again, I guess I'm just because I'm a logical thinker.
Right.
And it's fine, but just like when people go on their soapboxes, and I'm just like, wait a second, think. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm pissed that an idiot Englishman, is that what you call it? An English guy, had the audacity to question me just because I'm American. I'm like, congratulations, you live and prove idiots are everywhere.
See, that's a great thing. What I've always loved about fairy tales is
they're universal. That's the point.
They're very universal. They're always written in a very neutral way.
Right.
To where
so it's far away.
As time progresses, each generation gets to put it in their own era and in their own place, which is the glory of fairy tales. I always loved.
That's why I loved when I saw, Once Upon a Time. When I saw Rapunzel black, I was just like so freaking happy. I was just like, thank you, Jesus. Because, I mean, yeah.
That brings up my issue with when people say, well, Cinderella was originally written to take place in France, so of course Cinderella wouldn't be black. I go, okay, Cinderella was just written to represent a girl.
Right.
Period. The intent was not that Cinderella would always be represented only this way, only in this time period, only in this skin color, only blah, 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 blah. It's just a general story about a girl in this situation.
Right.
A good fairy tale should be able to be plucked out of that place and era and put anywhere else and still work.
Right.
There's your only exceptions are stories like Aladdin, because it specifically takes place
in an
Arabian place.
Right.
So they're going to be Middle Eastern.
Right.
Period. Done.
Right.
Great. But you could still take that story, pluck it out, put it anywhere else, and it still works. You could take the entire plot and all those characters and chuck it into Indonesia, and it'll still be a beautiful story. And the plot is still the same, and you'll still get the same concept, you'll still get the whatever, blah, 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 done.
Right. Can't you even put it in China?
Absolutely. You can put it anywhere.
Right.
You can put it in America.
Yeah, that's true. Fair enough. Oh, the genie would be like a version of Amazon.
Yeah. The genie could be all like digital and whatever. Instead of a lamp, Aladdin finds a computer or a cell phone that has this digital genie program in it that grants wishes.
There you go.
The concept still comes across. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because fairy tales were written the reason people started writing them is so any kid could put themselves into that character. Any kid should be able to put themselves as Cinderella. Like when I was little, I was Cinderella. Cinderella was a boy in my story because I was a boy. Still worked.
Right, I mean, it's not even about the girl. It's just like you relate. You
relate. It's just about relating, putting yourself in the shoes of the main character. A girl should be able to put herself in Aladdin's shoes. Done.
There you go.
She can be Aladdin.
There you go.
Done. In her world, in her story, that's how it works. Doesn't matter what her skin color is. Doesn't matter. She's Aladdin.
There you go.
She feels like Aladdin in her life, so then she's Aladdin. She's who the story was written for. Because if that statement is true, that, you know, Cinderella must be white and blah, 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 and French. Okay?
She can still be black, though, because there are black people in France.
Yes, there were. If that statement is true, then basically you're saying only white girls who are French or have French blood can enjoy Cinderella and can be Cinderella. So then only white French girls can read Cinderella or watch the movie. Then people look at you and go, no, that's not what I mean. Yes, it is. If she can only be this color, then she's only written for that color and that type of girl. So then you're not allowed to watch Aladdin or Jungle Book or Frog Princess.
Or even Lead in the Trap because you're not a dog.
Right, because the last I checked, you're not black, you're not Arabian, you're not a dog. And you also can't watch Dumbo because you're not a freaking elephant.
No.
So go home, Lucy. You cannot have A without B.
Right.
It's one of those kinds of situations.
Right.
If you're going to limit race and color and whatever over here, then sorry, you have to do it over here as well. You don't get to pick and choose how you're going to be racist.
Right.
Because that's what that is. You know, and then people are like, well, no, I'm just trying to be historically accurate. You're being historically accurate to when the fairy tale was originally written.
Right.
And
by the writer.
And by who it was written by.
Right.
But then if that's the case, then you have to do it everywhere. So that means that if a Japanese writer writes a video game, they can only write Japanese characters and the game has to take place in Japan and only Japanese people can voice those characters. If Shakespeare wrote that play, then I'm sorry, you must be white, middle-aged, and British in order to do Shakespeare. If you are anything else, you can't do Shakespeare.
On that logic, most of Britain couldn't even do that because a lot of British people aren't even British anymore.
Hello.
Did you know my mom has more Britain than most Britain people do?
Oh.
It's actually crazy.
Look at her go.
Yeah, she even has no, she doesn't have kingdom, but she does have a Roman emperor.
Nice. See, it's the, this is the stuff that I combat those kinds of conversations with. Again, education and just intelligent thinking, that when they're like, well, you can't, how I've combated the whole Little Mermaid thing coming out. They're like, Ariel had red hair and was white and blah, 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 blah. And I said, that was Disney's interpretation.
That's what I loved about it. That's actually kind of fun fact because she wasn't supposed to be redheaded, but someone says, why is she going to be blonde? Why can't we just throw in a spice? So when Disney announced they were going to make her black, I'm like, oh, they're just following tradition that they started with Little Mermaid. They broke a certain mold with her. More than one, actually. So there you go.
Yes, she was a redhead. That was
unheard of.
That was unheard of.
That was unheard of.
You know, it was a change. What a great thing. It was them showing
times are changing.
Times are changing, so Ariel can change. It's all good.
People were confused when she came out to be red, and they're like, "Oh, okay."
The first time a girl from Afghanistan got to read the story of Little Mermaid, do you really think she saw Ariel as white with red hair? Or white hair, or black hair, no. She saw her as a Middle Eastern girl, probably with dark hair, like her. That's what was normal to her, because the book does not say the little white mermaid with blonde hair. It says the Little Mermaid.
Right.
Period.
I mean, if you read the book, I haven't read it in a while because it's just this little short section of the many stories they wrote. But remember, didn't they just even say that the only description I can remember him really saying was the tales Fairytales section,
Mm-hmm.
and really long hair.
Mm-hmm.
And they sing, that's it.
Yep.
It's really it.
And so to limit something by the era that it was written is just foolish.
It is.
It's just foolish. Period. It's just foolish. The original version of the Frog Princess, she wasn't black. And Disney went, that's nice. Our version, she's black.
Yeah, right.
Done. Okay,
Done.
great. Perfect.
Right.
Great.
Done.
Why? Because they put it in
Because
an
we
area
can. We
where
can.
it works. Because you
You
can.
can.
Because you can.
Although, I'm not gonna lie, Disney does a remake of Tangled. I'm not gonna lie, I want them to completely redo it and put it in Japan. Because I would freaking love to see a freaking Japanese girl with long hair because it adds up. People,
That'd be really
it adds
beautiful.
up. I want to see an Asian Rapunzel so bad.
That'd be beautiful.
Because first, it makes sense. And hello, healing incantation Japan. Come on, it adds up.
Yeah.
It perfectly adds up.
That'd be stunning.
I'm not gonna lie, if I actually become famous, which I won't. Let's be real. But if I become
You never know.
famous, and if I'm lucky, I want to play Mother Gothel. I want to play Mother Gothel so bad. I'm not gonna lie, if I do that, I will put in a soprano moment. Do it! It makes sense.
Just take the song up like 3 whole steps instead of where it's at. Then they would be Japanese lantern.
Yes! I didn't even think of that.
That would be such a beautiful scene.
I didn't even think of that, of course.
Such a beautiful scene. Again, a great example of the story still works.
It still works.
Totally works.
Actually makes more sense.